Hey, what's up, everyone? We got a new ban list today, so that's pretty exciting. So we're going to take a look here and see what all we got. All right, so this ban list not looking. This ban list is effective from January 1st, 2024. I like how it's here and here. Get to know. All right, cards that are forbidden cannot be used in your extra, main, or side deck. So let's. Oh, I can read it right on my. Oh, well, AGIDO! PogChamp. AGIDO! I've actually seen the list already, so nothing's going to be super surprising. It's more just to discuss. But yeah, AGIDO is gone. And so is his buddy, the other Miller, Kelbeck. Both went from limited to banned. And that is incredible news for anyone who doesn't want to see these cards. Tier Element as a whole is fine. Like, it's tough to play against, but like, I mean, compared to Ishizu tier, like, not particularly bad right now, but there was nothing worse than like having them go through a couple of mills with like tier limits Kashtira and then not hit anything, or hit one of these guys, mill, hit another name, mill, and then you think you get through it all, and then they have another miller, and it's like they've milled almost 20 cards and they finally hit a name, and it's like, come on, man. Like, at this point, it's not even luck. You can't, like, no, it's good. I'm glad these two are gone. F them. Fuck them. That's why. Tier limits as a whole, whatever. It's not going to do anything now without these two. I don't think so, at least. But yeah, get rid of those two. Don't want to see them. Never again. Nope. There's number 3. Mathematics Circular. Another, honestly, kind of weird. Like, Mathmech Circular was limited, and it's not like Mathmech was doing anything in the TCG anyway. Master Duel, on the other hand, he's still at 3, so that would have been nice to see him go to limited. But overall, kind of whatever. Like, sure, I'm not a huge Cybers Pile fan. Like, Mathmech is just one of a few. Salamangreat is still around. You can still, if you're so inclined, you can play Code Talkers. Like, cool. But like, going from limited to forbidden, like, I don't know if Mathmech Circular deserve that. I don't think it was necessary, but hey, one less deck to deal with. Max C still on the list. That's always healthy. Tidal is still here, which is, I think he's, yeah, generally considered to be the best of the Dragon Rules. I didn't play during Dragon Rulers era. I quit before then and then recently got back into it. So seeing him there, I'm not. My understanding is that, yeah, Tidal is by far and away the best of the Dragon Rulers, even though we've started to see some move off. Blaster is no longer on the ban list. I don't even know if he's limited. I know that he's unlimited in Master Duel. So interesting to see him here. Kitkalos is still forbidden. So between Kitkalos being forbidden, I think all the other names being limited, Kelbeck and AGIDO being banned, like, what's and Chaos. Chaos Ruler is also banned in the TCG, assuming that hasn't changed, and it hasn't because I've already seen this list. Assuming that, then, I mean, that didn't change, so I don't see Tier Element being much to talk about for a little bit at least. Although Tier Element players in the OCG continue to adapt, improvise, and overcome, so certainly possible that they can, ones here, can adapt and overcome the AGIDO and Kelbeck or banning along with, and then Circular. Oh, he sold. Another well-deserved place on the ban list. A Link 2 that can summon from deck. No. Bad card design. Keep it away from the game. Go away. Sorry, Infernoble. Kind of hurts Infernoble, any kind of like Infernoble, like, so I've seen like Infernoble Rescue Ace as a way to play as well, to get an alternative way to go in, like, to go into synchros to try to get something like Barone on field to deal with like a back row clear like evenly, or Harpies. But honestly, Isolde being gone, yeah, two white women jump scare. Goodbye, good riddance. You will not be missed. Look at all the links on this. Links are the newest type. I think links have the most banned cards historically, and like of every type of card. Like, we've got 4 fusions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17? 17? Might have counted that wrong, but either way. 17 like monsters. Like, holy crap, man. Like, these cards are stupid. They were a mistake. Like, Sprite Elf is still here, which is too bad because I really like Sprite Elf. Yeah, we got 2 synchros. But yeah, like, look at this. The Nightmares, Heavy Metal Foes, Guard Dragon, 2 Guard Dragons, Crystron Hulky Fibrax, Curious, like, Predaplan Vertanaconda. Like, what a gong show links are in general. Even, like, yeah, links are degenerate. Nothing, Arise Heart's still there. Honestly, I think, speaking of Kashtira, I think Master Duel really did Kashtira well. Like, it's not nearly as powerful or oppressive as it is in this. Zodiac, Drident, and Broadbull are still here. Zodiac is now Drident is unlimited in Master Duel, so TCG apparently isn't as excited to get Drident's a her, off of the ban list. Nothing new for spells, and nothing new for traps. Yeah, cool. Moving on to the limited list. We have Orcust Harp Horror, so anyone who still wants to play TOS format, or Orcust at the very least, in 2024, you're going to have your wish. He's unlimited in Master Duel, and I've seen Orcust played like once or twice. It's not bad, but it's not what I would call like oppressive. Like, it's not going to break the game on its own. This would be nice to see. If like even semi-limited. Oh no, Blaster is still limited in this format. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that changed soon though. Redox, speaking of the Dragon Rulers, Redox Dragon Rule of Boulders is here, and that's the one I didn't want to see when I first saw it. It hurt me here for 2 reasons. 1, I play Rescue Ace, so this sucks, and 2, this really kills the budget Rescue Ace option. Like, frick, you can still do okay. Like, you can get a really competitive Rescue Ace deck for probably under $100 Canadian. Actually less. No, under 200. Because the cost of Hydrant is so much. But like, Turbulence is still only a $10 card. Hydrant's like 50. When those are your 2 expensive ones, like, everything else is like rare. The spells are a little bit, they're like 10, 15 bucks. So yeah, probably around $200 could get you a Rescue Ace, like pure Rescue Ace deck. That's actually pretty competitive and viable. Like the post-Dune stuff that I think made 2nd at YCS Cancun. Like, you're basically playing that deck. And now you can't, because Rescue Ace Lifter is limited. Basically meaning, yeah, if you want to play Rescue Ace now, you might have to go out and shell, what is it, like $300 probably Canadian for the freaking Diabella Star package. Like, you might as well just go buy a box of AGOV and test your luck, and then you'd still have $200 left over to go and see if you could get the singles if you didn't pull, because you need, what is it, I haven't paid as much attention to it because I'm not buying those cards, but I think it's 1 Diabella Star, 1 Sinful Spoils, and 3 Wanted is the, yeah, because Wanted I think is like a $50 card. Diabella Star is like another $50 card. The Sinful Spoils one is cheap. I got 2 copies for like $4, so not particularly expensive, but yeah, it really does hurt the budget Rescue Ace option. I mean, you still have 3 emergencies, which I thought would have been would have been the more predictable hit for Rescue Ace, just because it is so, like, it sets up for Turbulence. It can basically get you whatever resource you might not have in hand onto the field. Just a really good card. General allows Turbulence to dodge something like Imperm or Valor, but losing Airlifter is a big hit to consistency tools. Now you're really gonna want to have the Diabella Star engine to get Hydrant out, so that you can actually get to Turbulence without having to use Emergency, unless you can hard draw Emergency. Unchained Soul of Shavra. So basically, this is like one top, This was topped in Indy? Yeah, it was Indy. Yeah. Steve Santoli's deck? Yeah, that was topped in Indy and then second in Cancun. Unchained topped in Vancouver. Nothing to Flu, which topped in Cancun. At least nothing yet. I don't think there was anything on the list. I say nothing yet, like I haven't actually read it. I just don't remember everything. But nothing to Flu. But Flu's already lost. Like there's no barrier statue lock with Flu anymore. So, which is kind of the big thing. Like Flu is still kind of annoying to play against because it's just interacts so differently than normal deck. There's nothing normal about the summoning that Flu Honorees does, but Unchained Soul of Shavra, this definitely hurts that deck. I think that might even knock it out of tiered status. I don't foresee anybody going to the first event of 2024 playing Unchained and expecting to do well, because now you can pretty much hit this thing with a Veiler or an Imperm and it might just that poor deck. Which is too bad because I thought Unchained was great. Like it was cheap before, like after Jesse Cotton won. Was it? Yeah, it was Jesse who won in Vancouver with it. Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm not losing my mind. Yeah, after he won with that, it got a little bit more expensive. Before it was super budget option and was kind of an interesting like combo deck that you just wouldn't have probably seen in the OCG just because it was doing too much special summoning. That like Maxi would have just completely effed that deck up. But yeah, too bad. Too bad for both of these. These like great for Orcust players, I guess. Like Harpor's back to 1. Dark Machine players, sure, great. Great for the Dragon Rulers. Not so good for Rescue Ace, and definitely not good for like Rescue Ace. Of the two, Rescue Ace survives this a lot better just because of the generic fire support, including what's coming out in Phantom Nightmare. Like Rescue Ace will survive this, whereas I don't know how well Unchained will survive. Like, Rescue Ace can still go up against like Runic Bestial and still do really well because it's fire. It's not losing anything to Bestials. You'll just have to find a new way to consistently get access to Emergency. Just play more Pot of Prosperity. Ib is now limited, which again that was after I stopped playing. But I've seen what Ib has done, and this is interesting. There was in MBT's Banlist discussion, he kind of said, and he said similar things to Rescue Ace for as far as the budget players are concerned. Not that there's really a super budget option anymore for Rescue Ace, but Ib said go kind of this. It's too generic. Will be interesting to see. Again, things have changed so much. Like power creep is just insane. I mean, we've had crap, I missed 2. Hey, look, more links. I'm just so used to seeing a wave of blue that seeing anything just doesn't even register. But we'll talk about those 2 in a second. But yeah, Ib's back at 1. Sun Avalon Dryas and Sunvine Healer. People have already kind of made the joke, but I'm going to repeat it because it's true. This is a Josh Schmidt curated ban list. Plants are being beaten senselessly, although it didn't have the, is it Aromage Jasmine? One of the Aromages, I think, was one of the really painful cards to deal with, and I think they have another one coming out, either in Phantom Nightmare or Legacy of Destruction, that's going to be a big pain in the butt. But yeah, hey look, more Link Monsters Unlimited list. Yay. But yeah, too bad for plant players. It's kind of a weird one too. Like why? Like do you like you don't want Jess to just keep playing plants forever, I guess? Like it's weird. They don't do it. It's like at least you could say like Striker Dragon, like Dragon Link won a world championship. Like yeah, Striker Dragon needs to be limited. Like it just does too much. But like Sun Avalon Dryas and Sunvine Healer, like woo, they won. Like they win in Europe. Great. Very important cards to hit. Who, meanwhile, some other problem children are running about. But yeah, gonna be cynical about that. Oh, here we go. Ooh, goody. Yeah, Snatch Needle's back. Why not? Why not? We'll see. We'll see how much fun we have. Some people have had good points where it's like Change of Heart's unlimited, I think now, or it's limited. Oh yeah, it's limited. Yeah, it's unlimited. I think it's unlimited Master Duel. Could be wrong. Don't take everything I say as. Don't take everything you hear on the internet to be true, children. But yeah, Natch Steel being limited, we'll see. This though, this is, oh yeah, this is why we're here. There can only be one, which is now true in both text and deck building. Rivalry of the Warlords and Goes in Match. It's like, yeah, there's no anti-spell. Fragrance, which would have been nice to have too, but this is the next best thing I think. Like, what's the only other one? Skill Drain. Like, at least Skill Drain doesn't stop you from, bringing out monsters. Like, yeah, you don't get their effects, but you still could play a monster under Skill Drain. You can still summon monsters like Skill Drain. Skill Drain does not, like, it doesn't tell the future like Goes in Match, Rivalry, and Teakboo do. Like, no, good riddance to all three of these. And now it's nice because then if you have somebody playing like Floodgate Labyrinth, at least you know that, yeah, if you happen to frickin' draw the out, you lightning storm these bastards away, you know they don't come back. At least not easily. Yeah, good riddance to all these guys. These guys go in the same pile as Keldo and Kelbeck and AGIDO and get brought out to the back and shot in the back of the head behind the barn. Screw Floodgates. Alright, this is the semi-limited list. Two new monsters, one new spell. Pearly went from being unlimited, or Pearly Sleepy Memory went from being unlimited to semi-limited. I think there's also a limited Pearly spell. Yeah, Delicious Manna. So Deli's at 1 and Sleepy is at 2. I don't play Pearly much. Pearly hasn't done a ton. I think it has a top, but like, again, like, sure, cool. Is it gonna break the deck? No. You can still get a big Noir out there. There's still lots of options for making the deck really good. It's still a really strong deck, especially now with Lifter being limited. Like, you still have access to all, like, Perlili and Pirelli, or Pearly and Perlili, something like that. Either way, but you still have them both. Cool. Like, it's still going to be a good deck. And honestly, it's probably better now without, like, Unchained is just absolutely hammered, and Rescue Ace is going to have some consistency issues even with the Diabella Star Engine, because I don't think enough Rescue Ace players can afford to play the Diabella Star Engine. This is incredible. I love this. I love it. Dino Wrestler Pankratops. Dinos never die. I love it. I love it. In a world where we have Fenrir at 3, Pankratops can at least be semi-limited. Probably could go. There's some different interactions between the two. Like, Fenrir banishes face down. Pankratops destroys. They kind of hit different things. Pankratops can destroy any card. Fenrir has to hit something that's face up. And it also has to wait for it to be triggered unless you go to the battle phase on your own turn. But no, this is perfectly fine. Speedroid, Terratop is a terrorist. We'll see. That could be interesting. But this I'm very excited about. I think you'll see a lot of Panks start twofers of Pank finding their way into side decks, because it's useful with stuff like Lightning Storm, where you, speaking of Lightning Storm, right below it, like, you play 2 Lightning Storm, a Pank, or 2 Pank and 2 Lightning Storm. That's 4 forms of destruction removal. That's not a bad way to go second. Skystriker Mobilizing Gauge. Skystrikers. Not good, but annoying. And here we go. These are the not on the list anymore. Infernity Archfiend. I don't know enough about Infernities to say whether or not this is interesting or not. Sure. I know they don't do anything, like, competitively. There's support coming. We'll see. Maybe Infernity will be the way. I think Infernity won a world championship at one point, or maybe I think of Infernoid. We need new names. Kashtira Unicorn. Kashtira isn't doing anything. Kashtira without a Rise Heart doesn't play a particularly toxic game. There's no Diabolosis. He's not coming back either. A Rise Heart's gone. I think, like I said earlier, Master Duel really hit the nail on the head, I think, with Kashtira. Maybe a little bit too much, because the deck is super bricky. But having 1 planet, no terraforming, and, like, a limit on semi-limit on Fenrir, fine, perfectly balanced way to do those cards. Like, they don't need to be like Fenrir, like without a Rise Art, Unicorn doesn't need to be like Kestur is bricky. Like, it's very strong when it gets going and when you draw the right cards. Like, if you draw Fenrir or you draw a Unicorn, great. If you don't, fun. Like, if you don't get Birth on field, cool. You're able to get one monster on the field and maybe a normal summon of what, or special summon of Rise Heart, great. But if you don't have a way to get another level 7 on the field, cool. Go into Shangri-La past turn, I guess. Mind Control, that's an interesting one. That's limited, but again, Change of Heart is limited and it's not played a ton. Pot of Desires. Pots should all be limited. All of them. Pot of Frost, Pot of Extrav. Even Pot of Greed. Put them all. Put them all at one. See what happens. I want to see what happens, Konami. Spellbook of Judgment. That, like the Dragon Rulers, probably isn't going to do a whole lot. It is not 2013 anymore. Sprite Starter, that's fine. Sprites are not doing anything. They do not have Elf yet, or still, so their grind game is substantially hit by that. Sprite Starter is a fine card to keep on this, or to take off the semi-limited list. Semi-limited list is stupid anyway. And it's very short. Like, really, like it before there was 1, 2, 3 cards came off and 3 cards were added. So it's like someone is desperately trying to keep the semi-limited list at 7 cards. It's like they have just some bet going on. We got to keep this at 7 somehow, but keep this game balanced. Balanced in quotation marks. Upstart Goblin, cool. Just another way to draw cards, but it's 1 card. It's a one card for 1. But overall, I think this ban list, like, really, like, for me, I love it. I think it's really good. Other than the fact that Airlifter is limited, which personally sucks because I love Rescue Ace. I play Rescue Ace. This kind of sucks. ISOL is gone. That's not a bad thing. The Millers are gone. That is not a bad thing. Some of our friend Kestur Fenrir or a Unicorn is now unlimited. Great. That's fine. Nobody will die because of that. Orcust Harpour, again, Orcust, sure. If you want to play Orcust in 2023, 2024, feel free. Redox, again, Dragon Rulers are finding their way off the ban list kind of gradually. They're very cautious. I don't know why they're so cautious about these when they, briefly made a pointer of the Red Lotus, took that off the ban list, and it was like, oh, oops. Striker Dragon. But yeah, the Sun Avalon ones are weird. Like, it just feels bizarre and unnecessary. Airlifter, this kind of sucks. Unchained, it's tough because that does a lot of damage to that deck. I think overall though the ban list does try to hit a little bit of everything. It hits Pearly, it hits Rescue Ace, it hits Unchained. Like, it's not leaving one of them like to just keep going off and doing whatever they're doing. It is saying, okay, we're gonna kind of take pieces from all these decks that have topped recent competitions. Unchained isn't on here actually. Not Unchained. Vanquish Soul. Vanquish Soul is not on here at all. So this could open up a window for Vanquish Soul. The AGIDO support for it was really strong, and now Rescue Ace is substantially weaker. Unchained is substantially weaker. Pearly is a little bit weaker. Tear Elements is much weaker. Like, for the Infernoble is basically gone now. So this could be a chance for Vanquish Soul to show its quality. But yeah, cool. Overall, thanks for watching. And yeah, will be interesting to see what happens in January. Bye.